Hey, you guys. So the state of the economy is constantly changing, but the temptation to overspend is always a constant factor, no matter what the headlines are saying, which is why I want to share today 5 easy habits that you can start implementing today to keep you on track with your money goals. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and we will get started. All right, first and foremost, make things visual. Meaning, when you actually see what you're spending, you're gonna feel it a little differently versus if it's just up in the cloud. Meaning, back in the day, when you would use actual cash and you visually saw how much money you were spending, on groceries or at the mall or wherever it was, you actually saw real money leave your hands. And stats always showed that you spent less when you spent with actual cash. And I really believe there was a power in visually seeing your money leave. Now, we are living in our world today where it's becoming more and more harder to use cash, so people are not using it as much. So I want to be able to encourage you to find another way to make things visual when you're spending your money. So that could be keeping receipts. That could be tracking transactions in the EveryDollar app. Whatever it is, looking at your bank statements. I want you to visually see where your money is going. Because again, when you're just swiping a card, even a debit card, but you're just swiping thinking, okay, yep, I think I have enough in my account, and you just move along your day, it's really, really hard to emotionally realize, gosh, I really am spending money. But when you are tracking that transaction in the EveryDollar app, that's how much I spent at Costco, which I did today. That, this is what I spent here or there. And you actually are seeing money being moved around in the budget, knowing that is actual dollars and cents. And so I think that emotional part is really, really important. And so if you're working towards a specific financial goal, keep a chart on the refrigerator even for your milestones and say, here visually, here's where we're at. A lot of people do this when they're paying off debt. They'll create like a line and they'll color in the line until they get to the end. Or people will do rings and they'll rip off a ring every $1,000 they pay off. Or maybe you're saving towards something and so you color in a graph. That happens all the time because people are doing it because it's so helpful and it's motivating when you actually see your money visual in this world that is so digital. The second is to wait. And I always talk about this because so much of overspending can come just from the adrenaline of shopping, right? When you are shopping, stuff is happening even chemically in your body. We get excited. It's so fun. It's like our brain kind of shuts off and we're just spending money and shopping. And you end up overspending when your emotions take over. But when you wait, even just go to bed and then the next day relook at your purchases, it is amazing when those emotions die down to realize, okay, I may not really need this. Or what I even do is just add things to cart, and then I'll come back a day or two later and half the stuff, I swear, in the cart, I'm like, I don't really want that. I don't really need that. But when you're in the moment, it's so instant. And again, you're going to tend to overspend. So when you wait and actually say, okay, do I want this or do I not? I think it's really key. I just did this recently with Target. And sadly, I did not follow my own advice recently because I saw these pair of Target boots. I was like, oh, those are cute. So I added them to my cart. And then I saw another pair that was rounded toe, not pointed. And I was like, oh, well, those may work too. And then I saw some brown ones. And then I saw ones with a different heel. And I was like, oh, well, I like that. Literally bought 4 pairs of boots. Had them delivered. Got them. And I was like, well, I don't need these. I did keep 2 of them because I actually did want the brown and the black. But I sent the other 2 back. But if I had waited overnight, honestly, I don't think I would have had to go and exchange or return things because I probably wouldn't have bought them in the first place. So I have to say this to myself. Just wait. Don't be spontaneous when it comes to your spending. All right, before I share the rest of my tips, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. So when you go against what society thinks is normal, like avoiding debt, for example, it might seem a little weird at first, and that is totally okay. It's good to be weird if that means that you're doing things intentionally, including how you spend your healthcare dollars. And one way to be intentional is with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM isn't health insurance. They're a health cost-sharing ministry that's helped hundreds of thousands of families like yours take care of healthcare costs without sacrificing their freedom. Programs start as low as $98 a month. Find out more and join at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget. All right, number 3 is to say no to add-ons. This is really going to help you not overspend. So this could be things like, oh, you can get the shipping in 24 hours versus 5 to 7 business days. You're going to spend more there. Or if you're buying and like, well, you get free shipping if you spend, $18 more, and then you go to buy something and everything is $25 plus, you end up spending more just to get one item to get the free shipping. Even extended warranties, you guys, listen. A lot of those, they will add on money and it sounds good in the moment, but you end up not usually using them. And you end up, again, adding on some extra dollars and cents. And also travel insurance. So this is something that people really debate on. But depending on the situation, there may be a chance that you're like, yeah, I'm not going to do travel insurance because maybe the trip is closer in time. Maybe it's something that you can cover. Or the hotel, gives you like a 24-hour cancellation policy. Like whatever it is in your situation with your travel, you may not need travel insurance, and that will save you money as well. All right, number 4 is to take inventory of what you already have. So go look in your pantry before you go grocery shopping. Go look in your closet or even your friend's closet. If you're needing like a cute dress for a party, don't feel like you have to go and buy something. Maybe you have something that is in your closet now, or again, ask a friend to borrow something. And this also helps when debating a bigger purchase, like a nice kitchen appliance that maybe you're thinking, okay, maybe I'll save up and pay for it. Try it out first and challenge yourself. Hey, do I actually use what I have already? Even think about like a blender, they have like Vitamix, like the really nice blender. But if you don't use your regular blender now, are you going to use a blender, right? Or an air fryer, like all this stuff, especially in the kitchen, all these gadgets. If you're not using it now, anyways, if you have like a similar version, then don't upgrade to a nicer one if you're not going to use it. And this is so key because when you don't overspend, you actually have margin in your budget. And this is why I love my 24-hour money finder. So make sure to check it out. I'll put a link down below, but this is going to help you go through your money situation and in 24 hours, find you some extra money. All right, last but not least, write it down. To not overspend, write it down and have a plan on what you're doing. So the grocery store is a great example of this. Have a list. Know exactly what you need for what you're making that week or in those couple of days, and just say, this is all I'm buying. Or even if you go to Target, be like, okay, you're buying, a birthday gift, diapers, bananas and shampoo. Like, I don't know, like whatever the thing is. You're like, this is what we're buying. And nothing else. I'm not going to go get a new throw blanket or a candle. No, we are sticking to the plan. And again, it's kind of back to that making it visual idea that when you actually know this is the plan and I'm sticking to this versus having everything in your head, it is really, really helpful. And sometimes it helps to give yourself a time limit as well, so you're not just aimlessly wandering through aisles if you're shopping in person. All right, speaking of Target, you have to watch my episode all about these 7 Target hacks you're missing out on coming up next. Share this episode with a friend who loves a good frugal tip. And remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.